Hey Jeremy, I got a question from a guest, and he's asking, what's my role in life? He's a fresh graduate and he's trying to figure out his role in life. What should he do?
That's a very interesting question. I think it takes a lot of time to figure something out like that. And a lot of times we get on board this train from the start. It's what we call the education train. And we take this train and we just ride it all the way up until we graduate. And when we graduate, we reach this interchange or station, called adulthood. And now we're thrown into this station with multiple trains, multiple tracks, and so many destinations. And we are going to have a really difficult time figuring out where we want to go because it's so overwhelming, right? So often in these stations, we meet people who have figured things out. So, Xavier, would you happen to have met somebody like that?
Yeah, so let's say I meet my friend Jensen. And Jensen is a guy who he knows exactly what he wants. He wants to become a school principal one day. So he joins NIE or a school that teaches you how to teach. And then he joins a school. He first starts off as a teacher. He gets promoted to become the head of department. He slowly climbs the ranks and becomes a vice principal. And finally, he reaches his destination and he becomes a principal. Great. But when you look at someone like that, like Jensen, what happens? You start feeling a lot of anxiety. You're like, oh dear, like I don't know where I want to go, and I'm not even sure how to get there. So what's the solution? Well, the solution is to just be patient. You figured out how to get from primary school to secondary school, from secondary school to JC or poly, from JC or poly to university. It's always a new game. It's always a new set of rules. It's always a new set of players. So give yourself time, be patient, understand that it's just the lay of the land, and you'll figure it out. Jeremy, what's another problem?
I think another problem that people face is the pressure from their loved ones, especially. So, a lot of times people tend to give suggestions on the trains and the tracks that you're supposed to follow, that you're supposed to take. And sometimes they might be in line with what you foresee yourself doing, but most of the time it's not. And so, this is where we really have to be strong and we have to own it. We have to say to ourselves, hey, this is the train that I want to take, this is the train that I'm going to get on, and this is the path that I'm going to follow. And we have to get on that and move on with it. Xavier, what other problems do you think we face?
I think a unique problem is what if where you want to go is unexplored territory? There's no train that goes there yet. Well, if that's the case, what do you do? For example, let's say you want to colonize Mars, or you want to go further with artificial intelligence. Well, you could first start off with joining an AI company, or you could do a PhD in artificial intelligence. So that's taking a few trains as close as you can to where you want to go. But after a certain point, you might have to get off the train and start legging it. You just got to walk. And it's scary, it's uncharted territory, but honestly, if that's what you truly believe in, and it's what you're passionate about, and it's what you think will provide the most meaning and fulfillment and impact in the world, power to you. Just go for it.
And so I hope that answers your question on what your role is. And this is our third episode of What's My Problem. Thank you.
See ya.